Hi everyone, Helen, your Emotion Code and Body Code certified practitioner, coming to you from New Zealand, from the Inside Out Institute, and with a new colour. Yep, got my hair cut today and new colour range out, so I thought I'd give it a go. Good to have you along for the final day in this week. We've been discussing all week about overcoming being overwhelmed. Many of us have been through a really harsh, tough few months. Lots happening in the world with the pandemic, lots happening with Black Lives Matter, and maybe just lots happening in your own personal life. And so the topic we're going to talk about today is really important. But first of all, let's recap where we got to, where we started off. So we first started talking about assessing your awareness of where you're at and that you are being overwhelmed or are feeling overwhelmed. The second day we were talking about, valuing your time and that you've only got 1,440 minutes in your day. Are you making best use of those minutes? The third day we were talking about valuing you. Are you the person that everybody dumps on and goes to do everything? Or are you the person who is now able to say no to people and value yourself? And yesterday we talked about brain dumping, so not carrying everything around in your head and cluttering it up even more than it may already be, but being able to get things down on paper or in some other form so that you don't have to be thinking about them and you can concentrate and focus on the task at hand and give that your full attention. So if all that doesn't work, what then do you do? Well, asking for help is the next step. If you're like me, asking for help was just about impossible for many, many years. I always thought that if I was asking for help, people would think that I wasn't coping, that they would be judging me, and that, they would think that I couldn't do the job properly. Well, none of that is true in actual fact. The opposite is true. When you're putting yourself and your trust in somebody and asking them to give you a helping hand, what you're actually doing is halving the burden that you're carrying. And you can almost feel the relief once you start to share, once you start to let somebody else know that, this is huge for you and you're just not managing it as well as you'd like to be able to. So it's normally like somebody that you really trust, like a close colleague, friend or family member who you can go to. They may not be able to solve your actual problem, but what they can do is they can listen to you and they can support you emotionally, which is often all that you need to get you to that next level, which is so important. You need to get out of where you are and move forward, move up. So if you're like me and have been a person that hasn't been very good at asking for help, give it a go. I think you will be hugely surprised at the outcome. People are always willing to help if you're prepared to ask, and that's the thing that we often don't do. We don't ask. So that is my message for today. I hope it's this whole week. I hope that it's been really important for you. I hope that you've got some value out of it. And I hope that you go forward knowing some strategies to stop you from being overwhelmed, because you always deserve to be the best you can be. So thank you for joining me.